Okay, so this one is a little bit of a prosthetic chat. Some people ask why I cut my jeans off. So I pretty much, unless I'm going to a funeral, all of my clothes, I cut one leg off. Or if it's possible, I live in shorts anyway. I'm getting too old for that throughout the whole of the year nowadays. So I've got creaky limbs. So I cut a leg off. And the reason is, it's not just to show off my fantastic leg, but it's also because I need access to my leg. Reason being is throughout the day you need to add prosthetic socks. That's these little babies. These are two thin socks. You get thick socks and thin socks. You also get some that are thick at the bottom and thin at the top, but let's not get into that. So if I didn't cut my trouser leg off, I wouldn't be able to get access to my leg. I'd have to drop my trousers, and that's inconvenient in every way. So I cut my leg off so I can get access, and it doesn't bother me at all having this leg out. I love the leg. It's been a very positive thing for me to have my leg, my actual flesh leg, amputated and replaced with this leg. It's been a great success. Touch wood. And yeah, so that's why I do that. So I also like wearing a prosthetic socks. I hate this medical look, this white medical look on my liner. So using this button here, I've got a pin lock system. Press the button in and pull your leg out. And the leg is locked in by this thing. Get a little hole in the bottom of the sock that the pin goes through. Pull them up. You see, I'd have to drop my trousers to do that if I didn't have an access leg. A lot of people, when they're having their legs done, they consider this, and it's one of the things that people are worrying about. And personally, you know, be proud of your leg. They're great things. The other thing to consider is the footwear. I personally, I love certain trainers. I'm very lucky. I work for myself, so I can wear what I like to work. This might be different if you worked in an office environment and there was some sort of dress code, or if you're a policeman, I don't know. Whatever. If you had to wear certain shoes, then you'd have to have your leg, have the ankle probably set to a certain angle so it works. So for instance, mine works brilliantly with a pair of trainers because that's what I live in. Going to a funeral and I put on a smart pair of shoes, it's strange. It makes me feel like I'm walking oddly. It makes me feel like I've got a pair of stiletto shoes on. Not that I've ever worn any, but it makes me feel like I'm pitched forward. When you see women that don't usually wear stiletto shoes and they're tottering down the street like Bambi on ice, that's how it makes you feel. So I've got a couple of pairs of trainers that I've bought recently, and I've sold them. Tom sold them for me on eBay because they just don't work for me. It either feels like I've got a clown foot on that's just it's just too big, or it pitches me forward, and then that in turn puts all of the emphasis on the front of my bone, my residual bone here where they cut it off. And so throughout, not very long at all, you're getting sore here. And I have in the past had big blisters. I had one about the size of my palm of my hand. It was disgusting. We may put a picture of it. Look away now. And back in the room. Yeah, so that's something to be aware of. So I'm always looking out for a good pair of trainers. When I find a good pair of trainers, so these are Hokas, and these have I've cut the sole away on these so they work on my motorbike, so my footrest sits in there. So today I have some new shoes. Okay, so these are VANS, my first ever pair of VANS, weirdly. I've never bought any VANS, don't know why. I just love this retro look. And they're actually called UltraRange Neo VR. Vintage, white and multi. These are a 9.5 UK size. And I bought these direct from VANS. And they were £59. So yeah. The other good thing about wearing trainers on a prosthetic leg is they're easy to get on and off, whereas a proper pair of shoes that are really stiff, or boots, are quite hard work. You have to use shoe horns and whatnot. Not impossible at all, but just easier to use these. Sorry, that's what the prosthetic looks like without the shoe on. Under there, I'm not going to take the sock right off because I'm not. That's not dirt. It's because I've coloured that in with a black felt tip pen, so that if it shows, I don't like the fleshy colours. So as you can see from there forward, it's flesh coloured. It's like a mannequin's foot that fits over the carbon fibre blade. I'm just not a fan of of trying to make it look like. This is a personal thing. I don't like it to look like I think I've still got a foot. It's just nonsense. I haven't got a foot. This is a functional tool now, a really lovely piece of engineering that for me, I love and celebrate. Does that look nice? Continual.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Tanya's just pointed out quite rightly that I should have really tried on the one that fits my actual other foot first, but I didn't. It's too late for that now. So if these don't work, these will be on eBay shortly. Nice and cheap if you want a pair. Okay, so I'm putting my leg back on. So the pin goes in. There's a hole at the bottom of my leg, which you locate. And then click it in. Oh, that feels good. Okay, so first impressions would be really good. They're a similar pitch to the Hoka's. It fits nicely on this foot. Yeah. Yeah. So first impressions, good. The new shoes are good. We've just taken them for a test drive to the end of the east wing, and they're really nice. They walk well with my leg. I mean, any shoe would work. You could have any shoe adjusted, so my prosthetist would be able to make any shoe work, within reason, I guess. But it's 60 miles to go and see him, so, and obviously the appointments are hard to get sometimes. So yeah, first impressions, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a long-term impression. VANS are really good, especially. I'll be definitely getting more, especially that they look like this, a decent old-fashioned good old trainer. So yeah, I'll definitely be getting more of these. I would like to try some more. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Well done, VANS.